Today's pharmaceutical product manager faces a tidal wave of data, terabytes of sales figures, millions of digital touchpoints, endless CRM notes. The paradox: we're data-rich, but insight-poor. Your challenge isn't finding information, it's cutting through the noise. To discover actionable insights, the answer lies in mastering AI and analytics, not as a coder, but as a strategic translator between data science and business needs. Your role: ask the right questions, guide analysis, and turn raw data into commercial action. This is the new playbook, transforming data chaos into your greatest competitive advantage. Success is no longer measured by profit alone. A new era of accountability demands value beyond the balance sheet. ESG, environmental, social, and governance, now defines your company's reputation and future. In India, rigorous ESG reporting is mandatory, making your impact public and shaping trust. As a product manager, you must blend analytics with ethics, building business cases rooted in both AI and integrity. The dual revolution of data and ESG is your mandate. Lead with evidence, act with purpose. Master this integrated approach to create real, lasting impact. Advanced analytics starts with a powerful question, not just data or algorithms, vague questions. Waste resources, precise ones. Drive results. For example, which unlisted doctors in Tier 2 cities are most likely to prescribe our new brand, if targeted digitally in the next 90 days? This clarity gives your data team direction and ensures actionable outcomes. Your job is to frame business challenges so clearly that the right analytical path becomes obvious. Your questions are the compass steering data efforts toward real business value. Once you ask the right question, your data team delivers a targeted list, but your real work begins there. Don't just pass the list to sales. Dig deeper to uncover the why behind the data. Maybe the model reveals high-potential doctors are focused on renal safety. Now you know what message will resonate. Use this insight to craft relevant campaigns, like a webinar on renal safety, and measure the impact. Feed results back into the system, making your strategy smarter each cycle. This is the analytics value chain question: analysis, insight, action, measurement. As product manager, you own and lead this continuous loop. AI transforms forecasting from guesswork to precision. Traditional sales forecasts relied on gut feeling, leading to costly stockouts or waste. AI models learn market rhythms, predict demand spikes, and adjust for events like monsoons or holidays. They factor in your marketing plans, simulating scenarios to optimize spend and maximize ROI. This isn't incremental, it's a revolution, reducing forecast errors by up to 30%. For your brand, that means crores saved and new opportunities captured. AI-driven forecasting brings unprecedented accuracy and control to your business. Beyond the immediate horizon of sales forecasting, AI also profoundly transforms how you manage your company's future. The second critical area is portfolio management, the high-stakes process of deciding which new drugs in your company's research and development pipeline will receive funding and which will not. Historically, these decisions have been heavily influenced by intuition, internal politics, and the persuasive power of individual project champions. While experience is valuable, this approach often leads to an inefficient allocation of capital, with companies pouring vast sums of money into projects that have a low intrinsic probability of ever reaching the market, simply because of emotional attachment or sunk cost fallacy. Artificial intelligence introduces a powerful dose of objectivity into this crucial decision-making process. Imagine an AI model that has been trained on thousands of historical data points from across the global pharmaceutical industry. It has analyzed the chemical properties, preclinical data, clinical trial designs, and regulatory pathways of countless drug candidates, both successful and unsuccessful. Now, you can feed this model the data on a new drug molecule in your own R&D pipeline. The AI can analyze its unique characteristics against this vast historical backdrop and calculate a critical metric, its probability of technical and regulatory success, or PTRS. This is a game changer for strategic planning. This data-driven probability score fundamentally elevates the conversation with senior leadership. Instead of a debate based on opinions and gut feelings, you can now have a structured, evidence-based discussion about risk and reward. A project that might look promising on the surface could be flagged by the AI with a low PTRS score due to a subtle molecular instability that has led to failures in similar compounds in the past. This allows you to have a data-driven conversation about which multi-crore R&D bets to continue funding, and, just as importantly, which ones to terminate early, before more resources are wasted on a low-probability venture. This capability transforms portfolio management from a high-stakes game of intuition into a disciplined science of strategic risk management. It enables your company to allocate its precious R&D budget more intelligently, concentrating its resources on the projects with the highest likelihood of success. By systematically pruning weaker candidates and doubling down on stronger ones, you not only improve the overall return on your company's research investment, but also accelerate the journey of genuinely innovative and life-saving medicines from the laboratory to the patient. It is a more responsible, more efficient, and ultimately more effective way to build the future of your company. The power of AI in forecasting and portfolio management represents a monumental shift, creating a more intelligent and efficient organization from the top down. These capabilities strengthen the company's financial backbone, ensuring that resources are not wasted and that strategic bets on the future are made with the greatest possible foresight. Better forecasts mean optimized inventory, stronger supply chains, and a healthier bottom line for the entire enterprise. Smarter portfolio decisions ensure that the company's long-term future is built on a foundation of data-driven bets, not just hopeful gambles. This creates a stable and robust platform, allowing the company to weather economic storms and invest confidently in innovation for years to come. However, it is crucial to understand that this is not just a story about corporate-level efficiency. The revolution that starts in the forecasting models and the R&D pipeline creates powerful ripple effects that directly empower you, the product manager, at the brand level. When your supply chain is reliable and you are no longer fighting fires caused by unexpected stockouts, you gain precious time and mental space. You can shift your focus away from logistical nightmares and towards what truly matters. Crafting a superior brand strategy, understanding your customers more deeply, and creating innovative campaigns that build lasting market share and drive genuine growth for your specific products. Imagine a world where you can plan a major marketing campaign with absolute confidence that the product will be available in every pharmacy to meet the demand you create. Think about the strategic advantage you gain when you can tell your sales force with certainty that the new drug they are promoting has been vetted by rigorous analytical models, giving it a higher probability of success. The stability and intelligence provided by AI at the corporate level become your strategic assets. It clears the operational fog, allowing you to see the competitive landscape with greater clarity and to act with more speed and conviction than your rivals who are still stuck in the old world of guesswork. Ultimately, this is how the power of AI translates from abstract algorithms into tangible competitive advantage for your brand. A well-run company provides the foundation for winning brands. By embracing AI for forecasting and portfolio management, you are not just contributing to a more efficient corporation. You are building a more powerful launchpad for your own brand's success. This is the new synergy. Corporate intelligence fuels brand excellence. This enables you to move beyond simply managing your brand's present and empowers you to become the true architect of its future, leading with data, clarity, and a level of strategic confidence that was previously unimaginable. While AI transforms your long-term strategy in forecasting and portfolio management, its most immediate and tangible impact is felt on the front lines of your day-to-day commercial operations. This is really where the theoretical power of data science meets the practical reality of the market. Let us consider the fundamental challenge faced by every pharmaceutical sales organization in India. The reality is this: you have a master target list that might contain 50,000 or even 100,000 doctors who could potentially prescribe your product. However, your sales force, your most valuable and expensive resource, can only effectively cover a fraction of that number, perhaps 15,000 or 20,000 doctors, with the frequency required to build relationships and change prescribing habits. This creates a massive and costly disconnect. This gap between the potential universe and the reachable universe is the source of the single biggest drain on your marketing and sales budget. Every single call a medical representative makes to a doctor with low potential is a waste of time, money, and morale. It is, frankly, an investment with no return. Traditionally, creating priority lists for the field force was a subjective process, often based on historical prescription data, which is a lagging indicator, or the personal judgment of area managers. This approach, while better than nothing, is inefficient. It often leads the sales team to spend too much time with already loyal doctors, or conversely, to waste effort on doctors who will never convert, no matter the frequency of visits. The most powerful tool to solve this problem is propensity modeling. A propensity model is, at its core, a sophisticated, data-driven priority list. It analyzes dozens, or even hundreds of variables for every single doctor in your database: their specialty, their past prescribing behavior for similar drugs, their digital engagement, the type of hospital they work in, the patient demographic in their area, and much more. It then calculates a score for each doctor, representing their propensity or likelihood to adopt your brand in the near future. This is not about looking backward at who already prescribes. It is about looking forward to predict who is most likely to start prescribing next. This AI-powered priority list is a revolutionary tool for your field force. It allows you to focus their precious time and energy with surgical precision on the segment of doctors where their efforts will yield the highest return. This dramatically improves the efficiency of your entire commercial engine, reducing the cost per conversion and maximizing the impact of every single field visit. It also has a profound effect on the morale of your sales team. Instead of facing constant rejection from low-potential doctors, they are now engaging in more productive conversations, seeing better results, and feeling the satisfaction of success, transforming their role from a game of chance to a strategy of science. But the power of modern propensity modeling does not end with just creating a smarter list of names. The true evolution in this space is the move from black box AI, which simply gives you an answer without an explanation, to explainable AI, or XAI. Using new tools that can interpret the AI's logic, you no longer just get the who, you also get the why. The model doesn't just deliver a list of high-propensity doctors, it can also tell you the key reasons that these specific doctors were selected. This additional layer of insight is, honestly, the key that unlocks a far more sophisticated and effective commercial strategy, moving beyond simple targeting to true personalization. Imagine the model generates a priority list for your new cardiovascular drug. The explainable AI component might provide a critical piece of commentary alongside the list. These high-propensity doctors are all currently high prescribers of competitor brand X, and they all work in hospitals that have recently invested in a new cardiac catheterization laboratory. This single sentence is strategic gold. It is a powerful insight that would be nearly impossible for any human to uncover by manually sifting through mountains of data. It gives you a deep understanding of the context and the potential trigger point for this specific group of physicians, providing the foundation for a truly tailored message. This insight allows you to completely transform your communication strategy. You can now stop sending generic, one-size-fits-all messages to every doctor on your list. Instead, you can arm your sales force with a specific, relevant, and compelling narrative. They can now approach this select group of doctors with a conversation that is perfectly tailored to their situation. For example, they could focus the discussion on your drug's superior performance in post-procedure patients, directly linking your product's benefits to the new capabilities of their hospital's cath lab. This elevates the interaction from a sales pitch to a collaborative, value-added discussion. This is the ultimate goal of precision targeting. It is not about reaching more people, it is about reaching the right people with the right message at the right time. By leveraging propensity models with explainable AI, you move from shouting a generic message at a large crowd to having a persuasive, respectful, and highly relevant conversation with a specific individual. This not only dramatically increases your chances of conversion, but also builds stronger, more trust-based relationships with your most valuable customers. It is a smarter, more efficient, and ultimately more human way to engage the medical community, driven by the power of intelligent technology. So far in our discussion, we have focused primarily on the power of AI to analyze structured data. We have talked about sales figures, prescription numbers, and doctor attributes, all neat, organized data points that fit cleanly into the rows and columns of a spreadsheet. This is the world where numbers reign supreme. But what about the world of words? A staggering and often cited estimate suggests that up to 80% of your company's most valuable and actionable intelligence does not exist in these tidy databases. Instead, it is locked away, hidden in plain sight, within vast oceans of unstructured text. This is the great untapped reservoir of insight, and it represents a massive strategic blind spot for most organizations. Think for a moment about all the text-based information that flows through your company every single day. There are the call notes that your hundreds of sales representatives dutifully type into the CRM system after every single doctor visit. There are thousands of emails exchanged with key opinion leaders and medical associations. There are detailed reports from market research agencies, articles in medical journals, and transcripts from advisory board meetings. Outside your company walls, there are millions of social media posts, comments on patient advocacy forums, and articles on healthcare news websites. Each of these sources contains a potential goldmine of insights, but they are messy, complex, and written in the nuanced language of humans. This is what we call the 80% problem. For decades, this wealth of information has been largely inaccessible to systematic analysis. A manager might read a few CRM notes or skim a report, but no human being could possibly read, process, and connect the dots across all of these sources at scale. It would be an impossible task. As a result, critical pieces of intelligence are missed every single day. A subtle shift in competitor messaging, a recurring patient concern about a side effect, or an emerging trend in clinical practice could be mentioned dozens of times across different text sources, yet remain completely invisible to the organization, because no one has the capacity to see the overall pattern. This is precisely where a specialized branch of artificial intelligence called natural language processing, or NLP, comes into play. NLP is a revolutionary technology that is designed to bridge the gap between human language and computer understanding. In essence, it teaches computers how to read, interpret, comprehend, and derive meaning from the complex and often ambiguous world of written and spoken words. NLP is the key that unlocks the value hidden within that massive 80% of your data. It gives you the ability, for the first time, to systematically listen to and understand the vast conversations happening both inside and outside your company, turning unstructured chaos into structured, actionable intelligence. Think of natural language processing as your own personal superhuman intelligence agency, working tirelessly for you 24 hours a day. It is, honestly, like having an army of analysts that never sleeps, capable of reading and understanding millions of documents overnight. Let us consider its application in pharmacovigilance, which is, as you know, the critical function of monitoring drug safety. An NLP model can be trained to scan millions of social media posts, patient forum discussions, and online news articles in real time. It can be taught to recognize phrases that might indicate a potential adverse event related to one of your products. This creates a powerful early warning system, allowing your safety team to proactively detect potential signals long before a formal adverse event report is ever filed by a doctor or patient. The power of NLP is equally transformative for your competitive intelligence efforts. Imagine just for a moment an NLP engine that is connected directly to your company's CRM system. Every single night, this engine can read, analyze, and thematically categorize every single call note entered by your entire national sales force that day. By 7 o'clock the next morning, it can deliver a concise, organized summary directly to your inbox. This summary would not just be a random collection of notes. It would highlight the most important emerging themes and trends, you might receive a simple, powerful alert that states, "Alert competitor Y has just launched a new patient support program in the South Zone," mentioned in 37 separate call reports yesterday. This is the kind of insight that creates a decisive competitive advantage. In the traditional world, it might have taken weeks for this kind of information to travel up the management chain from the field, by which time the opportunity to respond effectively would have passed. With NLP, you gain the gift of speed. You can identify competitor moves, shifts in doctor sentiment, or emerging unmet needs almost as they happen. This allows you to react with a level of agility and precision that was previously impossible, enabling you to adjust your strategy, brief your field force, and counter competitive threats in a matter of days, not months. Ultimately, NLP gives you a complete 360-degree view of your market. By combining the insights from structured data, like sales numbers, with the rich, contextual why hidden in unstructured text, you can build a far more nuanced and accurate understanding of your business environment. You can understand not just what is happening, but why it is happening. This fusion of quantitative and qualitative intelligence is the pinnacle of data-driven strategy. It empowers you to make decisions with a level of confidence and clarity that comes from seeing the whole picture, not just the easily measured parts, transforming you into a truly informed and formidable leader. Now, as we embrace the immense power of these artificial intelligence tools, we must pause and address a profound and critical responsibility that comes with them. This is really a moment for caution and for wisdom. AI models, for all their sophistication, are not magical black boxes that produce objective truth. They are, in essence, students. They only know what we choose to teach them, and their knowledge is shaped entirely by the data we provide for their education. If the data we feed them is flawed, incomplete, or biased, then the predictions and insights the model generates will also be dangerously flawed, incomplete, and biased. This is the single greatest risk in the age of AI. This leads us to the concept of algorithmic bias, a simple but perilous equation that you must understand deeply. Biased data in equals biased results out. It is a fundamental law of data science. The algorithm itself has no inherent prejudice, but it will faithfully reflect and often amplify any biases that are present in the data it learns from. If you train a sales forecasting model for a new drug using data drawn only from your most profitable and well-served metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore, the model will become an expert on the realities of those specific markets. It will learn the prescribing habits of urban doctors and the health needs of an urban population. The danger arises when you then ask this metro-trained model to make a prediction for a completely different environment, such as the vast and diverse states of Uttar Pradesh or Bihar. The model, knowing only the urban context, will inevitably make dangerously inaccurate forecasts. It will likely underestimate demand, leading to the consistent understocking of your essential medicines in rural and semi-urban areas. This is not a hypothetical technical error. It has severe real-world consequences. It can cost you significant sales revenue, but far more importantly, it betrays the trust of patients and doctors in these regions who depend on your company to ensure access to the medicines they need. This is not a problem for the data science team to solve alone. The risk of algorithmic bias is a strategic business risk, and its prevention must be a core part of your role as a product manager. It requires you to move beyond simply accepting the output of a model and to start critically examining its inputs. The quality and fairness of your data are not just technical details. They are the ethical foundation upon which your entire AI strategy is built. Ignoring this foundation is not just bad science. It is a failure of leadership that can damage your brand, your company's reputation, and your relationship with the very communities you exist to serve. Given this profound responsibility, you, the product manager, must act as the first and last line of ethical defense for your brand's use of AI. You are the human checkpoint in the system, the guardian who ensures that these powerful tools are used wisely, fairly, and responsibly. This requires a new kind of courage and a new kind of curiosity. It means you must have the confidence to challenge your technical teams, not on the complexity of their code, but on the integrity of their data. You must relentlessly ask the tough, essential questions that ensure fairness is built into the process from the very beginning, not treated as an afterthought. Your questioning must be specific and persistent. When your team presents a new propensity model, you must ask, where did the training data for this model come from? Does it represent the full diversity of our country? You must probe further. Have we tested this model's accuracy and fairness across different segments? Does it perform as well for doctors in Tier 3 towns as it does for those in Tier 1 cities? Does it inadvertently penalize female doctors or those from certain regions? These are not questions designed to find fault, but to build robustness and to ensure that your pursuit of efficiency does not come at the cost of equity. This proactive auditing is non-negotiable. You must insist that your models are rigorously tested for bias before they are ever deployed in the real world. This involves segmenting the performance results and ensuring the model provides equitable outcomes across every part of our diverse nation. If a model shows bias, it must be sent back for retraining with more balanced and representative data. This commitment to fairness is not just about mitigating risk, it is about building a more intelligent and truly effective system. An unbiased model is, by its very nature, a more accurate and powerful model because it reflects the true complexity of the entire market, not just a small privileged slice of it. Ultimately, your role as the ethical guardian is about preserving trust. In the pharmaceutical industry, trust is our most precious currency. Patients trust us with their health, and doctors trust us with their professional judgment. The irresponsible use of biased AI can shatter that trust in an instant. By championing ethical AI, by demanding fairness and transparency, and by ensuring that your data-driven strategies serve all segments of the population equitably, you are not just building a better brand, you are upholding the fundamental promise of our industry to serve the health and well-being of every single person, regardless of who they are or where they live. So what exactly is this new framework that is reshaping the corporate world? Let us break down ESG into simple, understandable terms. At its core, it is a comprehensive system for evaluating a company's long-term health and its overall impact on the world around it. It moves beyond quarterly earnings reports to provide a more holistic and sustainable measure of value. The framework is built on 3 distinct but deeply interconnected pillars. Together, they form what we can call the new balance sheet of trust, a critical measure of a company's character and its fitness for the future. It is a language that investors, regulators, and customers are now fluent in, and you must be too. The first pillar is E for environmental. This dimension is all about your company's direct relationship with the natural world, its stewardship of the planet's finite resources. It asks the hard questions. Are we operating in a way that minimizes our environmental footprint? How are we managing our energy consumption, our water usage, and our waste generation? Are we actively working to reduce our carbon emissions and transition toward a more sustainable operational model? For the pharmaceutical industry, which can be resource-intensive, these questions are no longer on the periphery. They are central to operational strategy and long-term viability. The second pillar is S for social. This is about your company's relationships with people, both inside and outside your organization. It is the human dimension of your business. It asks, are we a responsible and ethical employer that fosters a safe, diverse, and supportive workplace for our employees? Are we ensuring the absolute quality and safety of the medicines we produce for patients? As a corporate citizen, are we contributing positively to the communities where we operate? For our industry, the social pillar is the very soul of our existence. It encompasses everything from access to medicines and ethical marketing practices to patient centricity and employee well-being. The final pillar, and arguably the most important, is G for governance. This is the bedrock, the foundational operating system upon which the E and the S are built. It is all about how your company is led and managed. It asks critical questions about integrity and oversight. Is our company run with transparency and fairness? Do we have an independent board of directors capable of challenging management and ensuring accountability? Do we have zero tolerance for bribery and corruption? Strong governance is the ultimate guarantor of trust. Without it, any claims of environmental or social responsibility are merely public relations. It is the pillar that gives credibility to all the others. Now, it is absolutely critical to understand that in the modern Indian context, this focus on ESG is not a voluntary feel-good initiative that companies can choose to adopt. It has become a structured and regulated mandate, woven into the very fabric of corporate law and investor expectations. For many years, the primary framework for corporate responsibility in India was CSR, or Corporate Social Responsibility, which was established under the Companies Act of 2013. This law required companies of a certain size to spend at least 2% of their average net profits on specified social development projects. This was fundamentally about doing good, a philanthropic obligation often detached from the core business. However, the new era of accountability is defined by a far more rigorous and integrated framework. This is the Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report, or the BRSR. Mandated by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, or SEBI, for the top 1,000 listed companies by market capitalization, the BRSR represents a profound and fundamental shift in philosophy. We have moved decisively from the old world of corporate charity to a new world of corporate accountability. The focus is no longer just on how a company spends its profits, but on how it makes its profits in the first place, scrutinizing the sustainability and responsibility of its core operations. This changes everything for you as a product manager and for your company. The BRSR is not a qualitative report filled with nice stories. It requires the disclosure of hard, specific, quantitative data on your company's ESG performance. You must now publicly report on key performance indicators like your greenhouse gas emissions, your total water consumption, your gender and diversity ratios within your workforce, and your anti-corruption policies. Your company's ESG performance is now public information, placed directly alongside your financial results for investors, analysts, and the public to see, compare, and judge. Your successes and your failures are laid bare for all to see. This mandatory transparency transforms ESG from a niche concern into a mainstream business imperative. It is no longer enough to simply do good through separate CSR projects. The new mandate is to be good in everything your company does, and crucially, to prove it with verifiable data. This shift from philanthropy to accountability means that ESG performance is now directly linked to a company's reputation, its ability to attract investment, and its long-term license to operate. It is a powerful force that is reshaping corporate strategy from the boardroom all the way down to the brand plan you create for your products. The rise of ESG, and specifically the detailed disclosures required by the BRSR framework, creates a new and powerful dynamic for your brand. It's crucial to understand that ESG is not merely a corporate-level compliance exercise or a report that gets filed away once a year. In this new era of radical transparency, your company's ESG performance becomes a core part of its public identity. It's a story that's being told about your organization, whether you choose to engage with it or not. Investors are using ESG scores to make multi-crore allocation decisions. Top talent is scrutinizing these reports to decide where they want to build their careers, and even doctors and patients are becoming more aware of the corporate character behind the brand name on the box. This means that your company's commitment to sustainability, social responsibility, and good governance is no longer an abstract corporate value. It is a tangible attribute that can be leveraged to build a stronger, more resilient brand. A strong ESG performance acts as a powerful halo around your products. It signals to the market that your company is well-managed, forward-thinking, and trustworthy. In a competitive marketplace where product features can often be matched by rivals, a reputation for ethical and sustainable conduct can become a significant and durable differentiator. This is how a corporate policy, driven by regulatory mandates, transforms into a strategic asset for brand building and competitive advantage. Conversely, a poor ESG performance creates a significant brand risk. A negative report on environmental practices, a labor dispute, or a governance scandal can directly tarnish the reputation of your brands, even if the brands themselves are not directly involved. Doctors may become hesitant to associate their prescriptions with a company facing ethical questions, and consumers may choose alternatives from companies they perceive as being more responsible. In today's interconnected world, The firewall between corporate reputation and brand reputation has crumbled. The actions of your factory, your HR department, and your boardroom have a direct and immediate impact on the perceived value and trustworthiness of the products you manage every day. Therefore, you as a product manager must see your company's ESG strategy not as a separate function, but as an integral part of your brand's narrative and risk management framework. You must be aware of your company's performance on key ESG metrics because they are now part of your brand story. This requires a new level of internal collaboration and awareness. You need to understand your company's sustainability goals, its social initiatives, and its governance principles, because these corporate-level commitments are now powerful tools, or potential liabilities, in your hands as you fight to win the trust and loyalty of your customers in a crowded and discerning marketplace. So how do you, as a pragmatic and results-oriented product manager, translate this high-level corporate concept into concrete actions that benefit your specific brand? The key is to move beyond passive awareness and actively seek opportunities to integrate your company's ESG achievements into your brand strategy. This is not about making unsubstantiated claims, but about authentically connecting your product story to the real, verifiable actions your company is taking. Your role is to be the bridge that connects the corporate ESG report to a compelling message that resonates with your target audience, be it doctors, pharmacists, or patients. This is where you can create a powerful and unique brand advantage. Let's make this practical by looking at each pillar. Consider the E for environmental. Are you responsible for launching a new vitamin or supplement? You can work proactively with your supply chain and packaging development teams to explore using 100% recycled plastic bottle or sustainable paper-based packaging. Once achieved, this is not just a cost-saving or compliance measure, it is a powerful marketing feature. You can then highlight this eco-friendly packaging in your consumer campaigns, appealing directly to the growing segment of environmentally conscious customers. This is a perfect example of leveraging the E to create a tangible point of difference on the pharmacy shelf. Now let's look at the S for social. Imagine you are managing a pediatric brand, perhaps a line of nutritional products or fever medicine for children. You can partner with your company's CSR or corporate affairs team to support compliant, non-promotional rural health camps focused on improving child health and nutrition. The primary outcome is a clear social benefit: healthier children in underserved communities. However, the secondary commercial benefit is the creation of a powerful halo of trust, goodwill, and positive association for your brand among healthcare professionals and parents in that region. This is how you can strategically leverage the S to build deep community relationships and brand equity. Finally, consider the G for governance, the bedrock of trust. In all your communications with doctors and key opinion leaders, you can reinforce the message of reliability and integrity by subtly highlighting your company's unwavering commitment to the highest standards of ethical conduct, its transparent data policies, and its strong governance frameworks. This is not a flashy feature, but it is a powerful message of reassurance. In an industry where trust is paramount, being able to confidently state that your company operates with integrity is a profound advantage. This is how you leverage the G. By weaving these E, S, and G elements into your brand's core story, you transform a corporate report into a living, breathing brand attribute that builds loyalty, preference, and enduring value. We have journeyed through the new and complex landscape that defines the future of your role as a pharmaceutical product manager. The two powerful currents of change we have explored, the data revolution driven by AI and analytics, and the accountability revolution driven by ESG, are not separate tides. They are merging to form a single powerful wave that is reshaping our industry. Your success, and indeed the success of your organization, now depends on your ability to navigate this new reality. The old playbook, which relied on intuition, relationships, and traditional marketing tactics alone, is no longer sufficient to win in this more demanding and transparent environment. The new mandate for leadership is clear. It is a mandate to lead with evidence. You must become the strategic translator who can turn the chaos of data into the clarity of insight, using the power of AI to make smarter forecasts, to target your resources with precision, and to uncover competitive advantages hidden in plain sight. It is a mandate to lead with ethics. You must serve as the vigilant guardian against algorithmic bias, ensuring that your data-driven strategies are fair, equitable, and worthy of the trust that patients and doctors place in your company. Your authority must be built not just on the power of your models, but on the integrity of your methods. Furthermore, this new mandate calls on you to lead with a profound sense of responsibility. The principles of ESG are no longer a footnote in an annual report. They are a core component of your brand's identity and value proposition. You must be able to articulate your company's commitment to the planet, to its people, and to principled governance. You must find authentic ways to weave this story of sustainability and social good into the very fabric of your brand strategy, transforming corporate policy into a source of competitive strength and customer loyalty. This is the new, integrated definition of a successful leader in our field. This is not a call to be a different type of manager. It is a call to be a more complete one. The skills that have always been important, strategic thinking, customer empathy, and commercial acumen, remain essential. However, they must now be augmented with these new capabilities. The modern product manager is a hybrid leader, equally comfortable discussing a propensity model with a data scientist as they are discussing a sustainability initiative with a supply chain manager. This fusion of analytical rigor and ethical responsibility is the new standard of excellence, the true hallmark of a leader prepared for the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. As you absorb these new responsibilities, it may feel like a daunting expansion of your role, but it is more than that. It is an elevation. By mastering this new playbook, you are moving beyond being a manager of products and becoming an architect of real, sustainable, and lasting impact. You are no longer just a custodian of a brand's P&L statement, you are a steward of its long-term value in the broadest sense of the word. The decisions you make, guided by data and grounded in ethics, will have consequences that ripple far beyond the next sales quarter, shaping the future of your company and its relationship with the world. When you champion an AI model that more accurately forecasts demand, you are not just improving a metric. You are helping to ensure that a patient in a remote village receives their medicine when they need it. When you insist on auditing your algorithms for bias, you are not just performing a technical check. You are upholding the principle of fairness and ensuring equitable access to care for all segments of our diverse nation. Your work becomes a direct contributor to a more efficient and a more just healthcare ecosystem, a tangible expression of our industry's core mission to serve humanity. This is the deeper purpose that animates the daily work of a modern leader. Similarly, when you find a way to connect your brand's story to your company's genuine ESG achievements, you are doing more than just marketing. You are rewarding and reinforcing responsible corporate behavior. You are creating a commercial incentive for your company to invest further in sustainable practices and social good. You become a powerful internal catalyst for positive change, demonstrating that what is good for the planet and its people can also be good for business. This is how you help build not just a more profitable company, but a better and more respected corporate citizen, one that creates value for all its stakeholders. Therefore, embrace this new mandate not as a burden, but as an opportunity. It is your chance to lead with a new level of intelligence, integrity, and purpose. It is your playbook for building brands that are not only successful in the marketplace, but are also trusted by society. By leading with evidence, with ethics, and with a clear-eyed view of your responsibilities, you will do more than just manage a brand. You will create real, meaningful, and enduring impact for your company, for the patients who rely on your products, and for the broader world you serve. This is the ultimate challenge and the greatest reward of your profession.